So Energy Vampires Part 5. So in this movie of the Dark Towers, okay, the enemy was hitting that young man on every side. So to reiterate, he was being ridiculed at home for being different. He was being looked at as being weird by his peers around him and within his own home and his own mother. He had lost his fathers, okay, and that male guidance. He was being manipulated and goddamn just known that he was not liked by his mother's boyfriend or husband. The boyfriend or husband convinced the mother to put him in a mental asylum because of all of this coming at him at one time. When Satan came to collect, when the devil showed up, the mother had seen the devils in these pictures that her son drew and was motherfucking whispering to her ear before he took her life that she must feel guilty and shame for not believing that young man. All right? And for him being special was a gift, not a curse. Okay? And so all of this happened, and then the young man came back to his house with the slanger he was with. Okay? The pew-pew slanger is what we're going to call him. But he was supposed to be in his life as well because he had drew a picture of him. So again, there was a purpose and a point. And then, hold on. All right, so then his mother was the last person in his life that he had that was connected to him biologically because he didn't have any sisters or brothers. All right. And when he had lost, when the devil came to collect and he had lost her, that's another way of spiritual warfare for him to play on his emotions and feeling like he has lost everything. Okay? That's how that shit plays out. That's how you can be put in a position to be in a bad mental place, and bad spiritual place, bad health place, just a bad place in general. Just a bad place in general in life. That's how a person can become bitter, malicious in their actions, in their thoughts, and everything else. That's how a person can justify being a bad person, and honestly, rightfully so, because it's all a choice when it's all said and done. That young man chose to take all that pain and turn it into power because he did not let all of what was happening to him destroy his mind, which was his superpower. Okay, that was his superpower in the movie. He had one of the strongest minds in the realm of which they were in, and so did the pew pew slanger. Okay, that young man decided not to let it turn his heart. That young man decided to walk in his purpose, and purposely so. And in the end, that young man won. Now, the pew pew slanger began to lose his will to walk in his purpose purposefully. He was mad at life because the devil came to collect from him too, took his father's life, which was the only person that he had on this earth left. So he was walking this earth alone for a long time until he met this young man, you know, and he wanted revenge. And we're going to talk about revenge in the next video and how it's an energy vampire. But yeah, he wanted revenge. And that revenge was blocking his purpose because it was blocking his heart chakra. It was blocking his mind where he was supposed to be focusing on his purpose. It was blocking all of that because he was being attacked, obviously, still. He was walking alone this earth, okay? He didn't have his father, which the devil came to collect him. He didn't have his tribe because he had came from a long line of pew slingers, and his father and him was the only two left. So he was the only one left when the devil came to collect his father. And when it was time to finish the job in which he was part of in purpose, because him and the little boy, you know, they were both part of that purpose. They were supposed to work together, and they did. The little boy had to be strong enough through all of that to help this man, the slanger, mentally, so he could remember his purpose, because he was losing it. And because he was getting weak, the devil was able to attack him more so. And the little boy, he wasn't giving up. He wasn't giving up. And the devil was whispering in that little boy's ear because he knows he was using his mind to communicate the whole time. You this, you're that. You lost your mother. You jeopardized this. You lost your father. He was trying. The devil was doing everything. And that little boy had to hold on for dear life. I mean, dear life, in order not to let that shit penetrate him. Because if it did, the devil would be able to win, and the devil was not able to win. Not at all. Wasn't able to penetrate that young man at all, because that young man was smart enough to know what was happening, and it was spiritual warfare. It was energy vampirism trying to suck what was left out of him through everything that the devil had placed in his way. And the little boy wouldn't let him. Do you know how many people that walk this earth don't know what spiritual warfare is, don't see it for what it is, go crazy, or become fucked up people like what was happening to them because they don't know how to steer from that? They focus more on what they see versus what they don't see, what they think they know versus opening up to learn more about what's really what and who's really who. All right. So that was inspiring to me to realize what part I play in the purpose in which me and my soul tribe come together, because there's more out here that are like me. We just not all in the same place at the same time. And so glad we found each other on social media, because hey, a lot of us would have still probably been out here struggling, or would have fell in the traps our damn self, because that was what was set up for us. All right, stick around for part 5. I believe I'm on part 5. All right.